Access to affordable and efficient public transportation has been a pressing need for modern rural America. Having the means to attend school, go to work, shop, engage in leisure activities, or even visit the doctor is the cornerstone of a socially and economically prosperous community. Rural communities in particular, due to their vast area and sparse population, suffer a lack of affordable and functional public transportation. Dooley and Crisp counties and their surrounding communities were one such area that was negatively affected by the absence of efficient and affordable public transportation. As a result, the counties endured the stress of a high unemployment rate, low educational attainment level, and an inability to attract new business. A rather large area in south central Georgia, Dooley and Crisp counties are comprised of 8 municipalities: Pinehurst, Byramville, Dooling, Lilly, Unadilla, Vienna, Arabi, and Cordele. With such a spread out area, the lack of transportation became an obvious problem.
The transit program is an infrastructure issue for us, and it's very important to us in a rural area because of the distances we're covering. Perhaps even more important than it would be in an urban setting.
One of the problems that we have here at DFACS is trying to really think about the planning process of getting our people where they need to go on time. And from the very beginning, when we first started transportation, we knew that that was going to be a problem for us.
One of our concerns, participation was low in the program because in the rural communities such as Crisp and Dooley, transportation was a problem. A lot of people did not have automobiles, so they were not able to come. So what we were able to do is partner with DCUTS, and they were able to provide transportation for us, which was a really, really big help for us in dealing with the people that we serve here in Crisp and Dooley County.
Through collaboration from concerned citizens, community leaders, local, state, and federal officials, Dooley and Crisp counties have created a unified transportation system that has revolutionized the way that rural communities can provide cost-effective transportation to their citizens. The creation of a not-for-profit transportation corporation has consolidated existing transportation resources into a practical, efficient transportation program. Once the need was established, the next step was to organize.
Transportation was a key to economic growth and success for rural agricultural Dooley County. If people can't get to jobs, they can't work. If people can't get educated or get transportation to education, they can't get the jobs. It's all a cycle. Therefore, we reached out to every community and said, partner with us. Go along with us in this dream of unifying transportation in our one county, our small county. In reaching out to those communities, community leaders, we also reached out to all the Department of Human Resources clients. That's Department of Family and Children's Services, mental health, mental retardation, Head Start programs, that type thing. And we asked and invited them and encouraged them to partner with us as well in a unified transportation program.
Oh, I love the unification aspect because it saves tax dollars where you don't have vans sitting idle for 18 hours a day. They're in operation. Hopefully they'll be in operation 24 hours a day at some point, and it eliminates the duplication of services.
We met at the City Hall one day with several groups, and we decided that we need to further this program, and so that's how it got moving.
In response to this need, the Dooley-Crisp Unified Transportation System was created to manage the transportation needs in the Dooley and Crisp area. DCUTS' mission is to create a better standard of living for the residents of Dooley and Crisp counties through incorporation of quality, reliable transportation services in a unified nonprofit transportation system. DCUTS is a nonprofit 501c3 corporation established to manage the unified transportation system for Dooley and Crisp counties.
One of the advantages of DCUTS operating, the partnership operating in the way it is, Georgia DOT, DCUTS, the nonprofit organization, and of course DHR, Regional Transportation is. First of all, we'll be able to provide transportation for individuals who could not receive transportation before. Then we're going to be able to provide transportation for the DHR clients on safe vehicles. It's going to be an efficient service because we will not be duplicating routes. We will be eliminating the cost that's created by duplicating services. Then we're also going to be able to expand the public transportation portion of it because you've got monies coming in from DHR as well as you're going to be able to use fare boxes to transport the individuals from the public sector. And I think that's the beauty of the partnerships, is that we're going to be able to provide a much better system than if we would go at it on an individual basis with just DOT by itself or DHR by itself or fragmented.
During the consolidation process, the Georgia Department of Human Resources was soliciting contracts for its agency's transportation needs. This was an important part of the consolidation process because it provided DCUTS with contract services that would allow the nonprofit transportation system to become economically self-sufficient and provide better services to the general public. It also allowed local decision makers to gain control of their community's transportation needs. The DCUTS nonprofit corporation approached the cities of Vienna and Unadilla to serve as third-party operator for the city's 5311 rural public transportation programs. This provided DCUTS with important transportation resources through the Georgia Department of Transportation.
Okay, well, the 5311 rural public transportation program was originally started, I guess, in 1979, and at the present time we have 85 programs that are primarily counties within the state of Georgia. We provide funding for the operations as well as the capital purchases of vehicles. And these vehicles kind of serve as the backbone of the public transportation programs in Georgia, but it also includes a lot of the human service programs as well. And so by having this unified concept of purchase of service through human service programs in 5311, this unified concept provides a very efficient and effective operation for the communities in rural Georgia.
5311 is a grant from the Department of Transportation which assists individual communities. Two of our communities had that program in place. So they were providing transportation, but it was on a limited basis. In our county seat, Vienna, transportation was provided from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. So we learned in our research phase that if you didn't go to the grocery store, if you didn't have transportation, you had to go to the grocery store between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, or else you had to forget it.
The Southwest Georgia United Empowerment Zone had designated public transportation as one of its strategic benchmarks and decided to provide startup funding for DCUTS to begin operation.
The Empowerment Zone grew out of a desire by the whole community to see improvements. And one of the improvements that the community wanted, and even at the very first in 1994, was a unified public transit system. The enterprise community and then the Empowerment Zone was able to go ahead and provide some funding for the development, first the study and then the development of the public mass transit system, rural transit system in Crisp and Dooley counties.
Crisp and Dooley received the empowerment money through the Empowerment Zone, and part of their planning included transportation as one of their greatest needs. And so all of this sort of gelled together, and this collaboration between all of these groups is going to make it possible for transportation to be provided both for DHR clients and the regular public, or the general public in Crisp and Dooley counties at this point.
The DCUTS transit system has been running smoothly since its maiden voyage on November 6, 2000. This was accomplished through cooperation and support of the Georgia Department of Transportation, Georgia Department of Human Resources, Southwest Georgia United Empowerment Zone, USDA Rural Development, Vienna Housing Authority, Dooley County Commission, the cities of Vienna and Unadilla, DCUTS Board of Directors, and the consulting efforts of Community Transportation Incorporated. The transit program is simple and efficient. A person in need of transportation will call the local office and request a ride. Riders are encouraged to call 24 hours in advance to ensure prompt response and efficient service.
Base Unit 1.
Go ahead.
We have a pickup at 478 Fitzpatrick Street at 3 o'clock.
The vans are dispatched and the riders are driven to their destination. The public transportation is routed and dispatched with the social agency transportation services provided to the Georgia Department of Human Resources. This system eliminates the duplication of services that has occurred in previous programs. In this cooperative, DCUTS plans to partner with local businesses to provide affordable transportation to employees, as well as incorporate non-emergency transportation services to Medicaid patients. Through this integration of all transportation services, DCUTS will achieve economic self-sufficiency while providing better transportation services to the residents of Dooley and Crisp counties. The future optimism associated with DCUTS will grow in accordance with the transportation needs of Dooley and Crisp counties. DCUTS brings hope as it allows access to education, healthcare, and employment, as well as facilitating a growing economy in which jobs and strong business will replace a dependency on government programs. A future has been created for Dooley and Crisp counties, a rural transportation success story.